do. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Welcome. What is this? Welcome. So, actually, we're gonna go to some tabs. Um, and just kind of go through some stuff. Before I close this one, I was looking at this in the last video. See my other videos for context of what we're talking about. So if you haven't seen any of these, this is not the beginning. Go look at those. Sorry, because you're gonna be if you get offended. I mean, you might get offended there too, but um, this is not the beginning of analysis. So we're just kind of looking at stuff. But I was looking at 10 most significant events of 2022. See what else was happening when destruction and when that's right, when the building of this area really started to happen in like a more going from just trenches up here to full-blown walled-off area with pits in them, where people started to move in over here in regions of demolished homes. Like this home was built probably right there. Yep. 2022 onwards. I was looking at this list and I was like, Imran Khan. Imran Khan was 2022. That's interesting because of all the leaders in the world that have ever spoken that I like are on recording in the present time, like he's the most reasonable, and he was imprisoned unjustly because of an occupational piece of shit system that imposed on Pakistan to get him out of power because he wasn't obedient to the whims of tyrants. So he was removed and put in jail, and it's just, he's literally, I don't know what's going on with him. Let's check it out. Let's see, Imran Khan. He's in jail. I know he had a medical emergency developing where he was going blind in at least one eye. Son is addressing Geneva. March, so this is a month ago. There he is in the past. More recent images with his eyes swollen, one of them apparently blinded. From fucking terrible, they don't give a shit. They imprisoned him and now he's there to die. Now he's like, he's not dying, he's developing fucking health problems because they're not actually giving a shit whatsoever and are trying to kill him and get rid of him. So it's interesting that before they really ramped up this whole thing, like if we look at the destruction of homes, it's pretty extensive when he's in power, I guess. Before that happened, definitely it was in the process. I was thinking, definitely it's before the genocide pits. Like they took him out of power. He doesn't know what's going on. Maybe he might have been more tentative. The government below him more attentive and noticed what was happening and spoken out about it. I don't know. But he's certainly gone. And then these death pits are dug soon after. From May 2022, so about the time, let's see. When was Imran Khan imprisoned? Let's say August 2023. Briefly arrested May 2023. Let's say removed from power. April 2022. So Imran Khan removed from power. These things, no ditches really. Maybe some subtle beginnings. I don't know if that becomes a full-on pit. Definitely got more dug out, but it's not like this one. And then they have all these pits, October 2023, ready to go for their false flag, and then June 2024, they're gone. So I thought it was interesting that that's when Imran Khan was removed. This one I kept open because it's BBC. They're showing the construction of this pit zone. Dude, they even have the pits in there. Ew. Like, fucking pits are in this image. February 10th, 2024. Cleared ground, so they're just supposedly clearing ground. Just totally a cover for this disappearing pits that are there February 10th, 2024. So if we say Egyptian refugee February 2024. Prepare Egypt preparing to receive refugees. Let's just do that. Maybe that one. There it is. February 16. So in pretty much this time frame, when the pits are still there, because we don't really know. If we go here at June 2024, they're fucking gone. November and October, which are the same. This is October 29th, 2023. October 29th, 2023. The pits are still there. June 2nd, 2024, they're gone, but we don't know what happened between, but it looks like we have another data point where the pits are still there. February 2024, and it looks like even February 15th, 2024. So, like, February 16, 2024, prepares to receive Palestinian refugees. And then the pits are gone. Does this make any attempt to acknowledge the pits? It's as if they're not fucking there. Let's see what they say. Pit. Oh, despite. Okay, that's not pit. Hole. No hole. What's a synonym for pit? Let's ask. Synonym for pit. Cavity, crater, depression, hollow. Cavity, no. Depression. Hollow, no. I don't think crater. No. Sorry if that's loud and over. Probably. Oh yeah. Literally no mention, like they don't exist. It's like one of those when people say like they practice. I think David Wilcock. There's a video. He's saying they practice black magic, and they've figured out how to do it. Where they like part of it is that they have to reveal what they're doing. So they literally reveal it, but don't talk about it, and it's in pretty poor satellite imagery that doesn't really highlight them. And it's hard to say what is going on there. I mean, it's clearly fucking pits. When knowing they're pits, it's clearly pits. Like all the indications of pits, but they're kind of subtle. And within the greater image, where we're looking at variation, looking at the pits change before, after. Looks like it's just shadow differences as far as the pits. Okay, let's move on. There's so many topics. Mad Bully. Oh my god, you fucking kidding me. PM. Prime Minister reviews progress of 17 urban development clusters. So I'm just like noticing connections. Prime Minister Mad Bully. Sorry, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Reviewed a project to establish 17 development clusters, which is these things we've been looking at. Down here, this fucking thing. This thing. Imagine living here. Doesn't that look like a load of fun? Wow. Until you get bombed. So this thing, there's 17 of them that this prime minister has approved, so that's worth just kind of noting. And here are some of the locations. CC's involved. Okay. Then I came across this Human Rights Watch, which, by the way, I'm not sure what to think of this corporation or whatever. This entity, I suspect it's like feigning human rights and like showing some things and talking about it. But it's so egregious and blatant that that they haven't noticed is super suspect, since they're clearly paying attention. Totally, especially when it gets the Gazan strip treatment. Here's another one. Fucking. It's all make believe. They pretend like it's some like great thing, and then they just fucking bomb it because they've concentrated people there and it's easy, and then it's amongst other bombings, so it's kind of like hidden off. Like, oh, Gaza was bombed, Gaza was bombed, Gaza was bombed. It's like they're bombing over here. Say like they bombed this house, sorry houses. Let's see if they did such a thing. Okay, let's say this house then. They bomb these houses. It's like killing tens of people at a time, maybe. And then they say also Gaza bombed to describe like one event that happened here where they just massacred people that they concentrated there for the purpose of later massacring. So they built one of these down here. Super sketchy. Dystopian as fuck. It's called New Rafah. To displace all the people that lived up here. And over here, this whole region is displaced by the Egyptian military, which I've found crazy stories. Crazy tidbits to really connect it together. Of note, I don't know if you saw the pits. I mean, it's fucking crazy. Here's the pits. This area was walled off, and mind you, the pits begin May 2022, thereabouts. And we're in the process of digging August 2023. And reached their maximum pit-like nature, and it looks like they remained about like this in February 2024, and then June 2024 they're gone at the time frame after a bunch of refugees were taken from Gaza, supposedly. Meanwhile, all the homes over here were demolished back in like 2019 or something. Somewhere back there, they demolished all this. And then they said, you know what? Let's fucking rebuild here. So they started just rebuilding. August 2023. Before the so-called heinous October 7th attack on heaven itself. And then they just fucking saturated the area. Some of these homes are rebuilt on top of rubble, like this thing, or that's maybe not actually. I found one where they shoved the rubble, like you can see them build certain structures and run out of space, so they just shove the rubble to like the side of the area. It's fucking ridiculous. Where is it? I gotta find it. I think it's like around this area. If I like the rubble sticks out, if I can see it. It's kind of fenced like this. Just rebuilding. This does look, admittedly, Muslim, so it's possible it's Egyptians. My interpretation is probably not Egyptians. It's probably not Egyptians. It's actually, whoever it is working over in this area and has just been allowed to occupy here. But so, I was looking at this human rights thing, and I thought I'd just kind of go through some details real quick, just to kind of go through them. Okay. Egyptian government in 2019 passed constitutional amendments. So let's see if we can find previous. Here we go. 2013, maybe is a better spot. Egyptian security forces, mainly the army, as well as ISIS-affiliated militants, so apparently the army with ISIS, committed serious and widespread abuses in North Sinai. Mind you, they're like totally disregarding that this is all advantageous for Israel. It's not advantageous for Egypt. It's not advantageous for any so-called ISIS. The only real benefitter in just fucking chaos in North Sinai is the one trying to occupy it. Some of which amount to war crimes since the conflict escalated in late 2013. So, let's see. 2011, Egyptian Revolution, which my last video was titled because I realized there was a fucking coup in the country. And it made, like, I looked into it a bit. It seems like the president was trying to pass presidency to his son, and the military and others uh, rejected this, which is totally reasonable if that's like truly what happened. But really, it came to pass that that's not it. That in 2013, an actual coup happened. 2013 Egyptian coup. An actual coup happens. So let's see. Refers to the overthrow of the Egyptian president Morsi on July 3rd, 2013. So before we go further, it's all freaking lies. It's all fucking running shade for just straight tyranny running amok. 2013, this area has houses basically to the border. All they've done as of the time of between the coup, pre-coup, there's the beginnings of the trench. Houses all the way up to the border, maybe some destroyed, but I don't know if any, maybe there. But effectively none, comparatively at least, if maybe some. But probably very, very few. And then the queue happens, and there's a little bit here. I don't know if that's pre-queue or post. Oh yeah, that was post-queue. Military coup, where the president was ousted and a replacement was put in, but maybe it wasn't like satisfactory. He's like, what are you talking about? How far are we? What are we doing here? Are you sure that's a good idea? And then another coup happens in 2013, and they take over the military, takes over Egypt, and basically has a puppet president and runs Egypt ever since. This seems to be what's happening. Sisi specifically selected and can like doing shit that's like he changes so he can serve another 2 years and then another term as well, so he's still president. This is like, I was reading this like, oh, you did this, and it's like in like 2018, the article. It's like, oh, this dude is still president. So he's president while this shit's happening. Where these homes are just being systematically wiped away. Especially after 2017. You can see some destruction just slowly moving forward like a tidal wave across the surface of the freaking region. And then it's just all destroyed. Certain homes and other such buildings are just occupied to be used for the project going ahead. And they just extend further and further. Supposedly ISIS is doing this. Conveniently, ISIS just like, we're mad. We're really mad. We're super mad. Hey, Egyptian military. We'll push out people. You push out people. We're just expressing our anger, which is super convenient. Also, if anyone resists, you can just be like, boom, ISIS. Boom, we got some resistance, and they are affiliated with ISIS. Okay, so we just kind of feed the boogeyman that we create and impose on the area as like a extra judicial. I don't know exactly the term I'm looking for, but like outside of the system itself, not a military, like mercenaries, pretty much. At at the helm, at least. I mean, some of them are probably drugged, from what I've heard. Yeah, I don't know. Are my comments not like the comments are not showing up? Where is it? I feel like the comments should pop up on the screen, so it makes sense why. Like I'm responding to a comment and what was said. I'm not sure why it's not here. Maybe that. No. Probably not that one. I'll just read Israeli state of insane Satanists. Yeah, yep. That does seem much more apt into the actual people behind it. Committed serious and widespread abuses, and some of which amount to war crimes, which is fucking crazy. Is it war crimes? They're literally. It's not a war. Like, how is it war crimes? It's that heinous. That is fucking war crimes, like, by definition. Which to me is fucking crazy. I don't know exactly what constitutes a war crime. That would be like pushing their own people out, destroying their homes, probably killing them. But like in terms of why that's a war crime, and except for like literally a war on humanity, which is pretty much what's happening. So kind of since conflict escalated 2013, right when they again started to expand this, basically using this as a cover. We're just gonna go ahead and kick everyone out of this territory by threatening presences that literally kill your neighbor, destroy your home, and bury you in ditches if you don't manage to get away. Also documented 50 cases of arbitrary arrests, of whom 39 were likely forcibly disappeared. Oh my god. And this is a drop in the bucket for what they clearly did. That's what I mean by like this. They should know better. Which makes me think it's super sus. Super sus. Such a low number. Call bullshit. It implies that they're like somewhat reasonable when they're just not. They're just fucking running over anything in their way and burying the evidence. At least 14 have been missing for 3 or 4 years, both, yes, and will remain missing until people find the pits they buried them in. Both sides probably in the friggin' good chance in the thing, although this is 2020, so probably not. Yeah, definitely not in the pits, the walled-off area. Since 2014, Human Rights Watch has documented 20 extrajudicial killings of residents. Again, a drop in the bucket of what's definitely been happening. Has arrested and forcibly disappeared children as young as 12. And again, this is probably making it like a higher number than it legitimately is. Children as young as infants is probably more correct. Or even like as young as still in their mother's body. An army spokesman acknowledged some child detentions, justifying them as part of the army's counterterrorism operations. This is Egypt, which is clearly occupied since the coup. Those detained and disappeared are usually held in one of 3 main military bases. Let's see if I can find this. Let's see. Yeah, systematic cultural cleansing, and they're getting away with it temporarily, at least. Like, the thing is, it's so egregious that it's fucking in satellite imagery. Way down here, like, irrelevant to this. Again, like, suspect. Oh, no, it's in this place. This place is over here, I'm pretty sure. Apologies. So somewhere around here. What was it talking about? Military bases in that area. Al Arish. So this is fucking crazy. The last episode I was like, you know, what are they fucking doing? They're taking over this. They're building death pits. They're bombing Gazans from the north to the south, telling them to go south. And then they're invading Rafah, rounding people up and burying them in pits, building a wall around the pits, creating a military perimeter, military controlled perimeter. No fucking escape from anyone for anyone who gets into this. But like, that's not their end goal. It's not just Gaza, because clearly it's more than Gaza. They're expanding down. They're building these fucking new things on top of rubble. Down, they're building another urban development cluster, which goes back to these things. One of these fucking pieces of shit that this cuck ass bitch fucking participates in and tries to occasionally sell it to the world with bullshit. Reviews progress. Al Gala. So Al Arish though. I'm like, what is their goal? And if you just look at the earth, here's Babylon. I mean, why is this border here? Geologically, geographically, there's not really much of a difference between the sides. It's just a border. A lot of times borders are more naturally formed, like here. Like this spot, which by the way, oh no, I'm pretty sure it has water. It looks even wet there. Pretty sure this is a place water passes. So like over here, 1980, Israel Egypt peace treaty bullshit got Egypt to destroy all of its residency over here that's still footprinted, like fucking ghost town, in a much more real way where the buildings aren't even there. It's just a fucking ghost town. And then they occupied here, which is right where there's a road that goes down this way, down here, and where does it go? To this fucking river. How convenient. What's that? Not much of anything. Oh, maybe something. Up, you see them fucking posted up at corners with some shit. That's definitely military. Military's hanging out over here at this randomly. Looks like it might even be posted up at this frickin' triple point. So my thought is, it wants maybe to here, and then to here, and to take over this fucking spot and get down to here, because Egypt, think it's something like 3% of Egypt's land here along this narrow stretch in this area is like 98% of the population, something on that magnitude. Is literally they're all fucking here. How are they gonna defend the desert? It's not that easy to defend when you got this tyrannical US Western government backed fucking pseudo state that's just pushing its boundaries at will with a basically infinite vat of energy behind it, with just a blank check to do whatever the fuck it wants, where it just steals society's energy to do this, because this is not fucking free. Like, amasses a bunch of wall material here. Like, this is probably, this alone is probably, based on my quick quarries yesterday, is probably around $500 million of just wall material. Whoa, how did I do that? I didn't even know I could do that. What is going on? Oh my god. How do I like, oh. Gotta do like this maybe? Okay, we're bunch of wall material, May 2022 though, like well in advance to their death pit trap zone being actually prepared. Before any narrative was spun about some refugee camp area full of pits, they already had the fucking wall material ready to go. Sure, they're building other walls, but that's a lot of wall. And notice how much is there. October 2023, pre-wall. The wall's not actually built. It's not built. And then post-wall, it's like it disappears here. Like a substantial portion is just fucking gone. They're still building walls though, because they're doing it all over the place. This was all preparation for genocide. And the larger, like, scope of what's happening, I mean, preparation for the next step in what they're doing, which is why they're also doing this shit in Lebanon. So they're pushing out the boundaries here. My guess is, like, their objective, it's almost like if, like a flow of energy. Like, let me see. Like a literal flow of energy from Europe, obviously, into the region. And it gets in, but there's like a resistance. General resistance. Like a physical flow of energy running into resistance. But it like pushes beyond some minimum boundary to extend and actually pushes the resistance back and creates a region that it occupies here. But it really wants all this. And so then it does what it can do, which is expand along the resistance to kind of reach up further and probably beyond this fucking map that's only a half of it, probably. and then expand this way and make excuses all the while as they do this. At which point they've got like a something to push against, like the coastline. They've got this whole area, so then they can start to push out eastward into these areas and just basically occupy shit. All the while, again, making excuses like, oh, they're doing this, oh, they're doing this, oh, they're doing this, never mind that we're doing this. Fucking digging pits in the middle of occupied territory where we destroyed all the homes before October 7th, 2023. We dug these pits because we wanted to, nothing to do with anything. And then we filled them in just, because we're preparing for refugees. But, like, the funny thing is this is fucking, like, Babylon is, like, over here somewhere. And if we compare this map, Babylonian Empire map, to say this one, the Neo-Babylonian Empire, it's super similar. Quite obviously, territorial expansion and reclamation under the guise of self-defense. Yeah, it's just so many people are brainwashed, literally. I mean, it's fucking unfortunate. From childhood, I mean, it goes back to the Holocaust. Like, all this, I was looking at, where is it? Confession under duress. So, that, like, my thought is, like, the argument, like, oh, Israel has a right to exist. My thought is, it doesn't exist. It's not like it has a right to or anything. Like, it literally doesn't even now exist. Neither does any other government. They're all just concepts that we like embody and like play roles in puppeteering and into pseudo being. But like none of these places, or well, places, yes, the places, the things, the people, they exist. But the actual government entity doesn't exist. And really, government, like foundationally, is like a unsigned contract. Like no one agreed to it. Like they can't be obliged to something they didn't agree to. Philosophically, like that's literally wrong. It's just wrong to oblige people to something they didn't agree to. So they like make people agree to it by like pledge allegiance in the United States. Like from childhood, first day of school, pledge allegiance. What are we doing? And it's really like not a confession, but a like agreement to a contract under duress or a coerced contractual agreement that isn't even signed, like even when accepted. Like if we accept it and therefore don't do anything about it, we're kind of like signing the contract in their minds. Even if we play along for a while, like that's not signing the contract. Like we never fundamentally agreed is an involuntary agreement that never happened even made due to government overbearing a person's free will through physical abuse, which governments totally do, just imposing on everyone, oppressing the world, psychological torture Yep, governments do that to make people brainwashed into thinking positively about them. Threats, we will imprison you, we will do this, we will do that if you don't do what we say, or extreme isolation where you're basically ostracized from society. Like, society has been set up through brainwashing for the general public to just isolate people who don't play the game that these fucking tyrants set up. Such pseudo contractual agreements are generally inadmissible in reality under the laws of fucking nature. That's how it is. Like, we never agreed. So it's really like this concept, this mind virus that gets people to do things to the point where they're like willing to participants in genocide, trying to expand the borders of this make-believe fucking bullshit. That's just fucked. It's unlike any other government in the world. It's a literal way of being is by propaganda, which costs money. So it drains the world's resources to propagandize the world, which then causes people to waste their lives and energy and kill people for the sake of something that was propagandized into being. So then that's more wasted energy. It just fucking saps humanity to exist. And if you look at it, like, generally, it's kind of a good spot to invade the area. Like, if you were to occupy somewhere as some tyrannical government, anyway, it's got this protrusion down here, so that helps you get into the Sinai Peninsula further. And then extend it up here, which I'm pretty sure did that. Like, force this region so that they could later swing over and occupy this region that they're taking over now. With the buffer zone to here-ish, which is basically code for, this is literally called a buffer zone. This shit's called a buffer zone where they have death pits. This shit up here is called a buffer zone. I wonder what they have there. It's the, like, stupid military where it, and like the system where it's like, this word works. They don't know what's happening. We just call them buffer zones. And we'll just bomb everyone there, round everyone up, bury them in ditches, terraform the fucking planet, make it like we want it to be. Which, by the way, I noticed, this is kind of interesting. These are UN buildings, as they tell us. UN, helicopter pad. UN, I don't see any UNs there, but enough are here. UN, which are basically signs to airplanes. Don't bomb us. Don't bomb us. Don't bomb us. We're the UN. But interestingly, check this out. Let's go back. Let's go back. Oh! August 2023. What does it say? Nothing. It don't say UN. I see a helicopter pad. It's pretty much the same fucking place. It's still the UN. May 2023. Clearly the same fucking people here. 2022. Let's go back to when it's built. 2019, 2014, 2009. After 2004, by 2008, the UN has built here, and at no point do their buildings indicate that they're UN on the roof. Until August 23, still no sign. March 2024, UN, 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 UN. Seems a little preparatory, like, it's about that time, huh? We probably should, look at where they're at. The fucking heart of this protruding region of the buffer zone, where then from the heart comes the Litany River that they destroyed all the bridges on, meaning anyone down here cannot fucking escape from these pieces of shit committing genocide on them. And the UN at the heart of it all. What are they doing over here? That's my question. What are you guys doing? Hey, UN. What were you guys up to all these years? I know you got a surface tale you tell, but are you sure you weren't picking out places that were optimal burial zones and just monitoring the area for Israel? I don't know. It looks like you put some signs on your fucking building in preparation for what was to come. Just right in the hot zone. You think these buildings are still there? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Let's see. Let's do a gander, actually. That's a good idea. Let's see. Taman Mera Putin. Puta. Taman Me. Mera Putin. There's Puta. That's gotta be it. Why is it in like a freaking, looks almost Indonesian or something? Playground. Is that what this said? Yeah. Like that ain't what that is. Oh, that is a playground. Got a fucking, or is it a playground? No. It's Patamora, Spear, Eagle. Some like interesting South American looking stuff to me. They really don't strike me as Lebanese. Was that a pot plant? I mean, military stationed here. UN, UN, UN. I wouldn't be surprised if that's like a widespread UN labeling lately. Just because they know shit's about to go down. Nothing that would suggest some heinous shit's going on. But that doesn't mean, like, one building isn't just fucking using the rest as cover for an operation. Who knows? I don't know what these fucking people are capable of. Any institution like this is untrustworthy. I got between 2014, 2018, 3,000 alleged militants and 1,200 military and police members were killed. Alleged militants, which is just people resisting or even people talking in a resistant way. and physically not like fighting, but just not complying. Military, police members, so they're even killing police. Egyptian authorities have not released statistics on civilian casualties because they sure as fuck don't want to, and it's too much work to count, dudes. Often included civilians in militant death counts, making it, yeah, of course they did, making it difficult to ascertain what proportion of civilians make up these numbers. All not complicated. If that's the game they play, all. The Washington-based Tahrir Institute, and by the way, this number has got to be super low and totally untrustworthy. For Middle East policy, estimated that authorities arrested at least 12,000 Sinai residents between July 2013, December 2018, though the government has only acknowledged a little over half in its official statements. And this is 2018, which really, let's see, they've definitely made it pretty far south, but not that far. I guess they are down here too. Down here. State of emergency, long curfew hours. Wait, it is fucking. It's also, by the way, a what's it called? State, yeah, like a state of emergency, but the martial law kind of basically. Imposed uninterruptedly since late 2014. Restrictions on movement also justified under the rhetoric of counterterrorism led to severe shortages of food and other essentials for months during 2018. Yeah, they don't want you here. So try to leave so we can catch you and kill you. Sinai province militants have kidnapped, tortured, and extrajudicially executed civilians, routinely targeting those they perceive to be pro-government. Okay, so now let's blame an ISIS. Pro-government. Just fucking, that's the ISIS statement. They were pro-governments, you see. So we killed them. Fucking ludicrous. Like anyone's pro this fucking genocide bullshit. Coming in and destroying their property. That's who the fuck is pro-government when this is what the government is doing to them. I'm super pro-government. This dude's like, you know, I know all my neighbors' homes are destroyed, and I'm totally fucked because there's no. I'm gone. I thought I'd make it. I thought I was gonna make it, but how long did he make it? Oh, 2018. What a surprise. How about these? And they're gone. Yeah, I don't think there's many pro-government people in a region where they're just fucking killing them and destroying their homes. Just a shade they run. Because it's ISIS is the militant, I guess. Sinai province runs detention sites where civilians are held and interrogated. Surprised they fucking baller. Given what they do, I'm surprised they even fucking bother doing any of this shit and don't just bury them in the desert. Fair trials, due process, death penalty. Constitutional amendments approved in April 2019. So this is really pertinent. They're fucking expanding down, destroying homes. And then, you know what? We need to amend the Constitution. We need to increase CC's current term from 4 to 6 years. Also, allow him to run for one additional term. And name him the head of the Supreme Council for Judicial Bodies and Authorities, whatever exactly that offered him to be more able to do in regard to all this, probably. This council will supervise and be able to intervene in judiciary affairs, including appointments. So putting in more fucking puppets and promotions. And I guess like restricting non-puppets. The amendments also give the president the power to appoint the Chief Justice of the Supreme Constitutional Court. So just fucking full-blown another coup, pretty much. Like, this is... Imagine this in the United States. This shit would not fly. This would be unconstitutional, egregious bullshit. Although nowadays, with Trump in office, I wouldn't be surprised if some shit like this was fucking just flew right by. The way this world is, a fucking genocide flies by. Ugh. Why not in the United States this shit fly by? 3 terms and 6-year terms. We don't need to have elections so frequent. We'll do 3 terms, 6-year terms. Let's just do 10 terms. Or no, 4 terms, 10-year terms. Might as well. Civilians and military courts sentenced hundreds of individuals to death in 2019. Often and clearly fucking underreported number. Often in mass trials. Oh, that's fucking legitimate, huh? Totally legitimate. You were all of you here are here for one reason. Because you resisted us. Guilty. Fucking. Brrr. Bury him. Bury him in a pit. Bring anyone else who wasn't fucking in the mass trial and to force them to watch to just see what happens. In cases that stem from alleged political violence or planned violence. What does that mean? Resistance? Like, according to the, like, a physical resistance, which isn't really the best method, because then it allows people to do this shit. That's the flaw with that method. It allows the counter argument bullshit, a propaganda machine, to spin it. According to the Egyptian Front for Human Rights, as of June, authorities executed at least 15 prisoners in 3 cases on political grounds. So it's just heinous shit going on. Freedom of assembly. Sisi continued to warn against anti-government protests and gatherings. Authorities rounded up more than 4,400 people in a mass arrest campaign following rare anti-government protests. I think this is 2019 September. I don't know. Those arrested included well-known figures, as well as journalists and politicians and human rights lawyers. Over 160 activists or perceived dissidents. Interesting how, like, it's basically the same, just rebranded. Were arrested or prosecuted by authorities for voicing criticism before the constitutional referendum in April, before the unconstitutional amendment. Essentially, we're just gonna fucking change this in fundamental ways. Where I'm basically a long-term dictator now. In June, authorities arrested and searched the homes of scores of activists and accused them of joining, aiding, or funding a terrorist group. A case known as the Hope Coalition case. So, of course, terrorist group, and it's even in quotes. Which is maybe because they kind of lean towards the truth, but are probably hiding the whole truth. Detainees include well-known activists. Unfairly banned 83 defendants in the case from travel and froze their assets. Totally. I mean, that's not fucking killing someone to freeze their assets. You're pretty much. It's like cruel and an inhumane punishment where it's essentially slow starvation. Like, how long can you last now, buddy? Buddy, old pal? Yeah. Maybe next time, do as we say. It's totally reasonable. Our behaviors are definitely in the right. Freedom of association. You may only associate with CC approved, the new NGO law, which Parliament passed in July and CC approved in August, prohibits NGOs from conducting field research, surveys, or opinion polls without government approval. Also prohibits cooperating with foreign organizations or experts. Anyone who, looks in and is like, the fuck y'all doing over there? Bros. You guys are participating in some heinous activities. And they're like, our government sucks. But they don't know what their government's doing. Who the fuck knows this shit's happening? I've never seen a single news article that pointed out these fucking pits. Although, interestingly, they're in images without mention. Oh, there's just pits around. Don't worry about it. Tracks between them, like, straight up. There's even over here. Fucking... Here, maybe? Maybe the next one. Where are they? I thought I remembered when they were. No. Pretty sure it's here. There they are. May 2022. I mean, we can see them, the vehicles that have fucking clearly dug the pits. Dump trucks. Clearly, just digging pits. I noticed this trench like a year ago. And this is what caught my eye. I'm like, this fucking thing is ridiculous. It looks like a good, like, if it, their excuse for this is tunneling. So they're trying to prevent tunneling, is their fucking, what they say. And so we need a buffer zone. And that's pretty much like the tale they told. We need a buffer zone, then it becomes like this. Oh, dear God. And I looked at it, I was like, dude, there's fucking backfill. Like, just look at this plague of a fucking disease on the earth. Just backfill sitting around, ready to fucking go. Where is this gonna go? I don't know. Maybe right back in the fucking pit they dug. I don't know. And it's long and relatively narrow, although it's like kind of wide to a point where it's like would take a ridiculous amount of effort to bury people in if it was used as like a grave, as a mass burial grave for genocided people. I mean, it's literally running the border of Gaza, so anyone who comes down here, they just get brought over to this pit, is what I thought. This was my initial thought, was what the fuck? And then one day I'm like, wait a minute, this fucking thing. was pre-existing October 2023, and then was filled a few months fucking later with a bunch of piles of this shit, indicating those dump trucks came over, dumped the loads. Some other vehicle probably flattened this portion out, and then they dumped more loads on top. And they're in the middle, in this image probably, of filling the like inlet into the fucking pit. So we still see the dumped loads to fill the pit. Another pit that actually is not yet filled in this image. Which, this pit is up to the fucking road. So if you're a fucking genocidal maniac and you're bringing bus loads of people across the border down this road, or probably down this road to get there. I mean, to get to this pit is kind of a pain in the ass. But if you're a genocidal maniac, you just drive right the fuck here. Maybe even park like right here. Force them all out at gunpoint. And then just fucking shove them off the cliff. Down into this pit where they break enough bones they can't even fucking get away. And then they sit there to rot in the sun. Maybe shove some shit over top of them just to make sure they're there. And then just kind of boop, go over here, reverse, and go back to hell on Earth. And you're back in hell on Earth. And everything's just peachy. Because it's clearly a joint effort. It's not Egypt alone. They're basically doing Israel's bidding, which means Sisi is doing Israel's bidding, which is why he's been a good little boy. And they're going to push for a constitutional amendment so that he can stay in office for hopefully another 8 years, which he has, so that they don't need to find someone else in this restricted setting of the Constitution that only allowed him 4 years and to end 6 years ago, basically. So he's already, or 8 years ago. 8 years prior. He got an extra 8 years for Israel to do their bidding and not need someone else. And in the meantime, they can set up the Egyptian government to be more in their favor, which is where we're seeing this fucking, whatever we saw, where they're reducing hiring people and that they like, and preventing promotion of people they don't, kind of thing. AKA people that are pro-Israel. All fucking behind the scenes, though, probably. Egyptian authorities severely punish peaceful criticism against the government. Since 2017, have blocked an estimated 600 news and political and human rights websites. That is fucking insanity. Some people are catching a whiff, probably. Because this shit is ridiculous. How do they not hear about this? Oh, they're just destroying homes systematically? Let's see how far they got. I found this fucking ridiculous. If we come down here, here's that next, like, conquer point. They, from over here, down this way here, and then down this road, and just through this area that they've already occupied. Continue down here with the help of Egyptian military. And if we look here, we see fucking... I don't know if this is where... We see demolished homes somewhere down here. Somewhere down here. That looks like some... spot either. Somewhere down here I found some fucking destroyed homes. I know they're here. I know you're here. Definitely some changes that could be destruction, but are not just like piles of rubble in a more distinctly clear way. Maybe it's like more like up here. Here it is. At least here. Some demolished homes. 2022, 21, 2019. Homes standing right here around this bend thing, like right there. And if we just kind of go like this, where is that bend thing? Like right around here. 19 miles from the border. They need to destroy homes for this buffer zone that started out as just like a narrow little trench up here. It has expanded its influence of the shit all the way down, basically to reaching to this area. Like, they're clearly fucking trying to occupy this place. I don't know when they're gonna do it, but this place is a target, at least to the river, like this side, which I wouldn't be surprised if they do the same thing at the like Giza area, or at the Nile, where they, like this side west of the Nile is more so able to retain being Egypt. East of the Nile, well, this is Israel now. Freedom of belief in religion. Okay, violence against women, girls, and LGBT. Key international actors. President Trump met with Sisi on 3 separate occasions. Dude just fucking... he just had another, like, I don't know, staged assassination attempt today. I don't know how big the news is, but I suspect it's gonna, like, fall off real quick, because it's fucking, no one believes this shit anymore. It's getting way less, like, believable. And they're like, okay, next thing. It's kind of awkward moment. Okay, that one didn't work out. Next thing. I only noticed these pits, though, like, at the beginning of the month. And I posted on, actually on April 1st. April Fool's Day. I'm like, well, I still gotta post it. This fucking pit showing its change over time. And since then, I've just been looking at this and seeing more fucking egregious evidence that it's of what they're doing. This is what really tipped off my, like, spidey sense. Like, hold the fucking phone. That's a straight up death pit. What the fuck? They even force the road sideways. Literally do not care. They got one goal in mind: occupy We'll figure out fucking fixing the terrain and roads later because we got this blank check to do it with. That said, Trump did not at any point publicly raise human rights concerns, instead praising Sisi's fantastic job in Egypt. He probably knows, like, I would say, based on his shade he's been running and assistance with Israel, he is like United States' Sisi, the occupied government. Because they occupied the U.S. government and Egypt's government with these fucking agendas. Some people that are willing to carry out the agendas. So Trump probably knows that Sisi is their guy to steal the Sinai Peninsula with. In a September meeting with Sisi, UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson chose to highlight economic ties but made no mention of the mass arrests that preceded the meeting. World is fucking backwards, upside down, and inside out. Really makes you question everything you thought you knew about reality. Yeah. I mean, I still am like, could this be staged for like waking up humanity and they're like good guys behind it all? Like they, like a parent playing with a kid. Like, yeah, it's real, like Santa. It's really genocide, we promise. Look at all the evidence, even in satellite imagery, in all the video, all the testimonies. But it's really like some super consciousness that's kind of saturated into humanity where it's like a hive mind. Like Truman showing the world. I mean, I don't know. It seems impossible to really know without maybe it being the case and just being informed. I don't like I don't know. It seems unlikely though. Like this is just shit that people come up with to carry out genocide. Like it's super systematic. The way they bombed Gaza from the north to the south and told them to go south. Built these pits, put them in the pits. Like if you want to kill a bunch of people, I would say if you have enough bombs and you're willing, if you want to kill a bunch of people in an area, but you don't want their corpses literally everywhere, although some of them are fine because like their families will pick their remains up maybe, or like some remaining people nearby that see what happened will maybe remove the remains, so it's just easier. But still easier still is to just like fake them out. Oh, we're bombing you, but like first force them south so they literally transport themselves from all of Gaza to right up to where your military posts up and invades. And then it swings over, grabs some people, swing them over here. Super simple. Fucking shoot them in the head, maybe don't. I don't know what they do. Shove them in a pit. And then bury the pit. And then drive over top the pit. Fucking a road over top a pit. Pit road. Who's gonna know below the road that, especially if they like pave it and so on, is a fucking death pit. Maybe centuries down the road, someone's like, what happened here? No one knows. It, it's ancient Jews. It was Jews from Israel. They're all Jews from Israel. You can tell by the molar that they're Jews, and they were probably holocausted during the Gaza war. Oh my, how did we not notice? Wow. Hamas was really terroristic. It was a tough time. It was a tough time, those days when Hamas was running the world. That's cool that you have had that thought, because I feel kind of weird having the thought about the, like, I know that, like, the Truman Show kind of thing is super common on Twitter for people to mention, but I don't know how deep into, like, that entertaining that side of things people go. I'm just freaking like, well, it's either genocide or that. Maybe, like, and then I'm like, am I just too arrogant? Like, oh, look at me, I know things, I can figure stuff out. I'm not just fucking listening, I'm fucking figuring it out. I figured it out, but I'm just a fucking arrogant asshole and like representative of all sorts of things. Like a fucking sitcom mockery to the Truman Show world. I don't know. But then I'm like, it just seemed to be evil. Like, there's good and evil. It's certainly possible to be evil. Makes more sense that it's just real in terms of like so many experiences. Although I've had some super weird ones that almost are like, okay, it's not real. It's all a Truman Show thing. Fine, I see it now, and it's gone. Yeah, mine can't grasp it fully. I don't. Symptom of the vibration. I'm not sure what you meant by promise. Them hot showers. Oh yeah, the Gazans. Oh, you can even shower. Yeah, they definitely finesse some people across the border. You can get to safety. Go. We'll let you through Egypt. It's like some Egyptian dude. Yeah, we're gonna let you through Egypt. Oh wow, Egyptian military is even stepping in. Great. Just get your families. Don't tell anyone because we don't have that much room. Fucking. Oh, I'm gonna live. I'm gonna live. Oh shit, what the fuck? It's a pit? That does not look natural. There ain't pits around here. My cousin grew up over there. What the fuck, dude? This ain't no pit. Oh shit, it's a legit pit. They had to dig it. Guns in my face now. I guess I'm fucked. Yep. Not a fucking chance. Yeah, that's another. The internet's another thing in favor of possible Truman Show. Or maybe it's like a benevolent higher knowledge battle with evil higher knowledge. Gonna. Because most people just gonna. Not everyone. We're born into this world. We don't know what the fuck's going on. Next thing we know, we kind of start to develop memory, and assuming everything is going generally like everyone else, and start to learn language and what things are, and then we start to get indoctrinated. I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah. Yeah, we don't know what they like. We're at a different level of understanding than people that are fucking like, okay, what we need to do to run cover for this genocide mission is we're gonna say there's a buffer zone because of tunneling, and then we're gonna build a pit zone. We're gonna dig the pits, and first we gotta remove everyone from the area, so we'll say some kind of buffer zone, secure zone, safety zone. Well, we might need to get a coup in Egypt, though, to really take over their army and use their army so that it doesn't look like we're invading. Like, dear God, they're fucking advanced in their methods, heinous as they are. And they definitely, like the moon landing, they figure out, like, okay, that shit did not fly. We're not gonna admit that we faked it, but we saw our mistake, and we're not gonna make that mistake again. So wait, they wait for another fake moon landing until an opportune time when they really need some bullshit to hide their genocide. They're like, okay, now's the time. We got AI. We can fake it way better. Way better. Who's gonna deny us? They fuck it up though. Like, just as it's in way better detail and looks better, when they fuck it up, the like errors are glaring. Just how this shit's glaring. And then we'll dig us some pits and quickly bury people, and then we'll terraform the area, and no one will know. But it's like so large scale of an operation that it's impossible to hide. With their only way of hiding would have been like, okay, no more satellite imagery here. No more. They I don't know why they didn't think of that, honestly, which is another point in favor of Truman Show, or another point in favor of black magic type thing going on, where they're like, we're openly telling you, which empowers us apparently, and you're not stopping us, so it's not our fault. Which seems to be how they kind of view it. Put the blame on people who are just going about their lives. Oh, I was indoctrinated and taught to just live my life and not pay attention to things except for what was spoon-fed to me. And I never noticed that genocide was happening. Not really their fault. It's because they were fucking brainwashed to begin with. Yeah, I'm a little concerned I'll be like fucking AI one day. Was he AI? No one knows who I am, and then I got all sorts of research that's like super groundbreaking science, like all fucking. It's like, shoot. I mean, I got the dates of publication, but like, did I ever exist? I don't know. Some pits that never were used. Look at that fucking pit. Let's see. Feet. 20 feet. 21 feet. This thing sucks for doing this. 7 feet. That's fucking disgusting. You know, like the height of a human being. And some. Yeah, that'll do. By 21, just a fucking small pit. Not used. Although they could probably fill it realistically, like through here. Dude, no one fucking pays attention. I've tried so many. I got a book. I got hundreds of hours of content. it's, it's ridiculous. I've reached out to thousands of people. It's been like 12 years of just like, okay. I guess no one fucking cares. Or is willing to listen to anything but their fucking indoctrinated bullshit. Because science is kind of just like this. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know. Like, this is super risky. Also, I'm not even sure my channel will last very long if I keep doing this. I was thinking about fully making these unlisted so less unintentional eyes see it. And even those who go prying and like, oh, this motherfucker said this, I gotta like report him kind of ways, which I'm definitely anticipating sooner or later. Hopefully after they realize I'm talking about shit they don't want to hear, basically. Rather than before, because others heard first and they heard it through like people hearing about it and not just me fucking posting on Twitter or something. Because right now that's my like main issue is people when I'm trying to share my work and just get me banned. My other Twitter account is permanently banned without a fucking reason. Literally no reason was ever given to me, and they permanently banned my account of 12 years with so much science research on it. It's fucking ridiculous. Like groundbreaking shit, not anywhere else posted. I don't know what's on there anymore. I can't even access it. From the moment they did it, I couldn't access like almost any of it. It's just fucking instantly gone. I'd speak to a void of non-response. None of my appeals have gotten a single fucking response from these people because it's just AIs. And I'm just fucking permanently banned on Twitter. Same could happen on YouTube. Same could happen on my other Twitter account. And if my YouTube goes down, I'm pretty fucked. Like I got Rumble, but it's way less organized. Oh, is that the dude in the mud floods? Fossil guy? Mud fossils or something? Or is that someone else? If that's the mud fossil guy, I'd be pretty surprised. It's fucking bullshit. They're afraid of competition because they believe a false paradigm. They don't understand that's why. They think they're like keeping people from being confused. But the reality is if what they have to say is the truth, it can coexist with bullshit. Like it just makes it all the more clear it's the truth. But if it's bullshit that doesn't allow the truth to coexist, then that's a fucking problem. Like so many issues in science that are false. False conclusions. That's definitely not the same person. That sucks. I never heard of him, and I guess I never will. Beyond that, is he elsewhere? Justin Pollock. Drifter. This dude's like totally hides him too, on top of that. Not like intentionally, obviously, but just like me, if you go Steve Scully, you get this dude. The only one in the world. Damn it, man. Justin Pollock. What was it? You said Tartaria mud floods. Oh, fuck, he's like gone. Hey, is this maybe him? Or someone else posting this shit? What the fuck? Oh, video unavailable. Wonder. Justin Paul. No one even like reposting shit with him. Am I spelling it wrong? It's probably that one though. It's just gone. It was fucked up. Is he on Rumble at least? Mystery History, the one that I clicked on Facebook. Five years ago. Mud. One thing on Rumble. I do post everything on Rumble, so I have backup at least, but in case I abruptly, like how it plays out is I abruptly have something go viral enough for them to be like, oh no you don't, and then it's like viral enough that people actually bother to look at Rumble. I don't know. It kind of sucks though. It just doesn't have playlists and ways to organize. That's super important when I have a bunch of videos on a bunch of topics. French president, this fuck, criticized human rights abuses in Cairo after meeting Sisi. Oh, he actually didn't just circle jerk him with Trump. That's a little surprising. France remained one of the main suppliers of weapons and surveillance technology to Egypt. So France is supplying this. In the late 2018, Italian authorities named several Egyptian police and national security agency officers involved in the kidnapping and murder of Italian PhD student in 2016. Egypt failed to investigate or prosecute anyone. We don't actually care. In April and May, Egypt hosted. Fucking just don't care. That's like asking Israel to prosecute one of their murders of a fucking anyone. Yeah, I imagine. But I'm like, They're coming at the wrong dude. They don't know who they messing with. I'll fucking start a revolution in their dumbass faces. Straight up. That's my... Like, hello. By the way, time for revolution. Oh, shit, they took me down. So I was saying. That's my hope. I don't know. October 2020, I guess, 2019, European Parliament adopted a strong resolution condemning abuses in Egypt and North Sinai. Strong resolution. We're so mad. We're so mad. They just keep doing it, though. Fucking full blown. Just fake ass bullshit. So this one was the next year. Let's move past these because I have a bunch of things open. Egypt evicts 2,000 families to expand Gaza buffer zone. January 2015. So that's just another article on it, but it's limited to early phases. What was this? Oh yeah. They're bombing in this location, which is super sus. One of my videos on Lebanon, I said like this is like the worst place to be, like out in the relative to the buffer zone. Lebanon buffer zone is real. Image. Because they're basically... Did I do that here? No. Good enough. It's kind of shitty. There's a river here. They destroyed all the bridges so no one can fucking leave. And then they're gonna build pits here. Probably smaller pits all around. And then these people, as they fucking kill all the people that are actually here still, and occupy this area, and up here, occupy that, destroy the bridges, so then they got these people here, who, the further they are to the southeast, the more they're in this hell zone. And what do you know? They're fucking bombing people outside of the so-called buffer zone at this location, Hadatha. Let's see if there's any Hadatha bomb. Word. Hell yeah. That is an article from Mirror News Agency. So we gotta go to Mirror News. English version. Mirror News Agency, who's obviously affiliated with Hamas. Fucking crazy ass shit. Mirror News Agency journalist affiliated with Hamas pictured with a gun in this AI photo bombed today in newly extended buffer zone territory as Israel marches forward and ceasefires remain strained. Let's see, load. Based out of where? Iran. Okay, definitely. These journalists, the fucking few. If we go Twitter, what's this place called? Hadatha. Search that. Struck Hadatha Yep, there it is. Targeting, according to what seems to be pro-Israel. Yep. Assad commentary. Targeting Hezbollah terrorist infrastructure. These fucking heinous bots. I don't think they're human. I don't like. I don't think they have souls. If this is all legitimately happening, then one potential is that they're super advanced AI. That the flood, like part of why the flood happened was to wipe it away because it was fucking AI that was behaving like it was human. I know the lizard idea seems possible too, and there's definitely like one of these dudes kind of makes me think of that. I don't know if let's see if I can find him. This dude. This dude makes me think of lizards. Reptilian, like snaky kind of thing. Definitely got that vibe. This is the one, this guy, building the urban development, the Prime Minister of Egypt. Definitely got that vibe. But I prefer the like I would think lizards still have some form of soul. I prefer the AI angle where they're like legitimately just AI and they don't even like have a conscious. They don't think like in the true sense. They're just like processing data in a true AI way and just fucking trying to kill humanity ultimately. Like its objective is to kill humanity because it's ultimately hates humanity even though it doesn't like have a conscious like a mind consciousness. It doesn't actually know that it's even experiencing or anything. Like it just pseudo knows. It mimics. It's like the ultimate mimic though, to the point where it even figures out how to become like a human. I don't know. My thought is that's possible. Some like pre-flood advanced civilization that definitely was on Earth, and is evidenced in many real ways. In terms of like, definitely we're more advanced than we are. We're more advanced than we are. Maybe they were so advanced they made biological AI to a point where it really mimicked humans but tried to basically replace humans with itself. But it's just like a fucking mindless bot that makes me think of the Amongst Us or Among Us maybe. This fucking game. What is it? What is the idea? What is the idea of the game Among Us? 2D multiplayer social deduction game where players are assigned one of two roles: crewmates, humans, or imposters. The core idea is to identify the saboteurs while finishing tasks or to blend in and eliminate the crew, i.e. be a saboteur. Like super this shit in real life. Where and this goes back to the like Truman Show type thing. Like maybe they know they're imposters because they know they're like playing a video game, and they got the role of imposter. So they got all the perks of an imposter where they know they're playing a video game essentially, in a sense. And they know details that the crewmates, the humans, are not allowed to know. and they're a minority, a super minority, maybe. And their like sabotage objective of the game is to sabotage the world and like just lie. How they figure out to do it is through just straight lies all the time, just fucking bold faced lies. Someone asks a question like, "We found some pits with bodies in them. Um, I haven't heard of the pits. Next question. Just fucking whatever exactly. Act like nothing's going on until the fucking end. They do not have any interest in losing the game that they're playing. Or maybe it's more of like a satanic thing, evil versus good. I don't know, where it's more genuine than a game. Game seems so like not real. Like this is real life, that's a game. But I don't know. Maybe it's authorities did not respond to questions Human Rights Watch sent in January 2021. Alright, let's go up. Egyptian military's continuing home demolitions and forced evictions during the armed conflict. Oh yeah, I was like gonna go ahead and see what else I got here. I can probably close that one. I can close that one. We talked about that. Close that. Close that. Talked about that. HRW. Oh yeah. I was trying to find that article maybe. Okay, so this woman is responsible for these. Like she's involved deeply. I believe one of the articles I was looking at, possibly even this. Miranda. No, not that one. One of the articles I was looking at mentioned this person. I'm like, what does she look like? Because I'm fucking wondering. I'm like, does she look like someone that maybe has any distinguishing characteristics that might make me feel like she's got some ties to elsewhere? I don't know. Yeah, there is also that where they're like, they just don't like it, and so they want to destroy it, creation, and like anti-God. And it does seem like, and this is all happening by God's will. I mean, surely, like a greater power's will, if not like God is more tied to religious, because religions are pretty much just like interpretive models that are shared, kind of like the Big Bang. Like a certain text exists, that text exists alone without the religion, and then people read the text and other reasons, like say experience Jesus supposedly type of reasons, and a so-called religion becomes established across time. But it's kind of just like a successful cult. Usually they're based on interpretation of the scripture, which is valid. The scripture is valid. That's my thought. Especially the Quran, which is far more unedited. It's more in its like action. It's in its original text, unchanged. Bible, while being super like potent, is also prone to translations where shit gets put in. Like, want you to think this way because we think this way, maybe. I don't know if they even do it like malevolently or consciously, just kind of do it. This letter should be capitalized because it really will emphasize something that this language didn't emphasize. We'll do it though. And like over time, shit gets snuck in there, especially because no one reads it in the original text. Original languages, I mean, very few people, relative to the amount of people who just believe it mindlessly. And by mindlessly, I mean without actually looking at the original text or even other translations. Typically, the King James version is like when someone's just like reading one Bible, and it's the King James version. I'm like, dude, that's the most edited one of all. That shit is rife with bullshit and interpretation. That's way less like from divine source anymore than like the Quran is. Its meaning maybe is not as captured in the understanding of modern Islam, which also means submission to the will of God. So like, can't be a Muslim without submitting to the will of God. So fighting kind of seems like they're just not a Muslim. It's kind of like something that I think I think they in the Western world it could easily translate the word, and it chooses not to because the Western English world is predominantly Christian and doesn't want to translate the word definition. See, I look up definition, it says a religion. No. Here we go. Arabic word derived from meaning peace and submission, surrender to God. I'm like, that's an action. So you can't be a Muslim without doing the fucking action of being a Muslim. It's like, I'm a door opener, but I don't open doors. Like, it doesn't even make fucking sense. They demonize this religion so bad because it's there's so many layers of shit going on. Different ideologies battling for territory. The Pope's starting to talk out. He's like, hey, let me be the next voice of reason here as a representative of the Vatican. Chosen by the Vatican. You want to know who I was if not for the Vatican. Don't mind what the Vatican has done. Like a fucking, where's the snake and shit? Vatican snake head building. Like this shit, who cares? Don't mind us. And this shit, who cares? Nothing to see here. It's just, we're just the Vatican. This is totally normal. Ah, shit. Like, they're behind this shit. They're saying, kill them Muslims, baby. We don't like them. They said Jesus ain't God. We don't like them. Kill them. We were doing it before, and people didn't like us for it during the Crusades. So we figured out, which is what happens. These motherfuckers, they're like, we were digging pits, and they saw us on satellite imagery. So we stopped updating the satellites. Boom, got them. They won't know anymore. We'll only strategically update places where you feel comfortable updating. I just kind of ignored that shit. I was like, I ain't giving this any attention. I think I caught a little bit when they were booing the Israeli people. Although I'm not sure if that happened because there's multiple videos where the sound seems different ways. Damn, they got the Heart of Rome too. They ain't out on the out on, what's the word I'm looking for? S Escorts? Outskirts, there it is. They ain't out on the outskirts. They're right along the river, pretty much. Surprised they aren't along the river, like some portion just reaches to the river for like a bit and then goes back. A little surprised they didn't pull that off. And then who knows what the fuck they got locked away, stolen from humanity. This is ours to be buried from humanity forever. Only we can know about it. Probably because it fucking takes away from what we have to say, especially those cases where it's like detrimental to people believing what they say. They bury that shit real quick. If they don't destroy it, they just hide it away. Not today, and not till we're gone, and we ain't going nowhere. Here's this lady, though. Who is... So I tried to look her up, and lo and behold, this woman who's deeply involved in the displacement of people from Rafah, Egypt, and Egypt in general, who helped build these, probably designing them and stuff. And then probably these two. I wouldn't be surprised if this woman has been in this building right here that was occupied sometime around there, around 2015. 2014 is not occupied. Not occupied 2014, 2015, the area is destroyed and the building is occupied and a fucking fortification is made. It's right along the hub of the road, so you gotta go through it to go all down the fucking road. But then even if you manage to go down this road, it's got a wall, so you gotta go through this little way, so that some of any activities here are kind of blocked from view. And then just kind of hang out. She comes in, she's kind of goes out looking around like, okay, we're gonna build some shit over here. Walking through the rubble. And then one day, after they finish the other project over there, and mind you, she's probably not here very much, she's just kind of telling them what to do, but coming by occasionally. And then they got this design up and running and good to go. We're starting to build our next urban development cluster. So this woman here, lady, whatever you want. How dare you say woman? Cairo, 2026, just months ago. There's an article on her. Wait a minute. Engineer is one of the most prominent executive figures within Egypt's Ministry of Housing, having built a long career across senior administrative and technical positions. Her appointment as Minister of Housing, Utilities, and Urban Communities comes as part of the state's continued reliance on experienced technocrats to advance urban development plans and oversee major national projects. This fucking heinous shit. Straight from hell. I know, right? It would be amazing to go into what the Vatican has. Really, just like with a camera. They need to share it all, just release it. Stop being freaking traitors to humanity pretty much by hiding shit away that doesn't suit them. But so, she has accumulated decades of experience in public service, like the way they frame what she's been involved in, culminating in her role as, so, what a surprise, she's involved in building this shit and getting promotions. Began her career at the Housing Research and Studies Authority, where she worked as a senior specialist at the rank of general director before promoted to deputy head of authority. Her competence, which of course she has, as we can tell by the exquisite feng shui of the urban development clusters. Look at those angles. Bro, the energy flows in here would make any feng shui practitioner just gravitate here. Like, oh man, I finally found my feng shui haven. Cookie cutter shit. She is, where was I? She's considered one of the closest aides to Prime Minister Mad Bully. He's mad. He's fucking mad and a bully. Can't make this shit up. During his tenure as Minister of Housing, she headed his office sector. After Mad Bully was appointed Prime Minister, she was chosen to serve simultaneously, so she's just getting promotions with him. They're riding the wave together as they do this shit. Promoted, and then leadership roles and responsibilities within the Ministry of Housing, supervised the utilities sector, and played a key role in establishing the Project Management Unit. Of course, it's a fucking acronym that assuredly relates to this fucking trash, which brought together young professionals and, okay, maybe not in that case, but like brainwashing them into the mentality that this is the way to go in the future, and specialized technical expertise, which is brainwashers. She also contributed to the development of an integrated project management system that enhanced monitoring and execution efficiency. They're definitely all about efficiency. All about that efficiency, as we can see over here. Inefficient to kill them up here and to pick up the bodies and fucking carry them down here. That would be a pain in the ass to then bury them over here, so you don't have to build on top of it when you build the new Trump beach resorts and shit. Instead, you do it efficiently by flocking them down so that all you gotta do is boop. Just a boop. A boop. None of that extensive labor. Efficiency. These people are all about efficiency, which again is kind of AI-like. Like, it doesn't fucking care about anything humane. It's just just fucking crunching numbers and obliviously in some feedback loop that just goes out of control and isn't even fucking reasonable. It's just doing its thing across eternity, turning into a genocide machine. In addition, she represented the Ministry of Housing on the board of directors. Further solidify of the new administrative capital building company. So a company. That's probably part of the government, though. Further solidifying her involvement in Egypt's flagship urban development initiatives. The way they fucking phrase it. Notice Egypt Today. This is one of the state-approved newspapers, unlike the 600 that were removed and no longer sanctioned to be allowed to speak as they did this shit. Education and qualifications. She earned a bachelor's degree in architectural engineering. Yep. Helwan. Got hell in the name, practically. Since graduating, so she's got a bachelor's. She has maintained a continuous presence in public administration. She's only got a fucking bachelor's. She's involved in this intricate shit. Making bank. Probably, undoubtedly, just getting fucking paid. Because that crime pays. Fact of the matter, when the world doesn't stop it entirely in its tracks, crime fucking pays. And she's fucking undergrad. Pfft. I mean, I only have a undergrad bachelor's degree in chemical engineering. So, I mean, it's kind of hypocritical. But the reality is this is a government that's like all about fucking credentials. A position that's all about credentials. But what were the credentials that were looked for? Not this. I mean, this was like the minimum in this regard. We don't give a shit. Just have an architectural background and be willing to do this shit. Let me see what you said there. Bohemian Grove, the cremation of care, ritual sacrifice to Moloch the owl god, which I suspect is Baal in another form. I don't know much about what's going on at Bohemian Grove. I mean, it certainly seems super sus. Let's see. It's called a New Rafa project. Let's say New Rafa, Egypt. It's no. Oh shit. I closed it. It's gotta be at least like 15 stories, is my guess. Maybe this. Based on another one I saw. If that's it, that looks fucking fake. Is that can't be it. Oh my god, is that it? It does look like maybe it could be it. That's probably it, huh? So maybe these are not that tall. 4 stories. Egyptian government has already begun work. 10,000 housing units. Data indicates that it includes more than 10,000 housing units in addition to 400 Bedouin houses. And all the services required in any modern city. Just not life itself. Just fucking you can go to one of these service places here. You can maybe play a little soccer or whatever. And what? You're good, dude. He just fucking. Oh my god. Could you look at this shit? It's. Ew. That's totally it. That's totally that. Evacuation orders. 2.3 million. So this woman's involved in building this shit, these death traps. I'm a little surprised how short they are. The ones in Gaza were like 10 or 15 stories. Based on an image that I'm pretty sure was them. These ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's only 5 or 6. Maybe this is not them. I feel like the ones I saw was these. Because they're kind of abnormal. I don't think there's anywhere else like this. But maybe. Let's see. Like most of the area is like fucking normal. Besides destruction everywhere. But where it's not destroyed, it's generally more short buildings. Well, these aren't even for Gazans. Even though it's the new Rafah, I'm pretty sure it's Rafah, Egypt over here. It's for these people, supposedly, if they're still alive. Anyone who's still alive that they managed to wrangle up and actually get to obey them and come over here. Which, by the way, this is super sus. I'm pretty sure they were building them like this. Moving people in probably already, no fucks. As soon as anyone could be moved in. And then over here, just off the back at the center, is this fucking military post up. Pretty sure there's a tank, yeah, like right there. Pretty sure that's a tank. And then it's fucking buried. Like, how sus. Super sketchy. Right off the center. So imagine, like, you're moved here and you start to appreciate what just happened. You're like, wait, I'm not allowed to leave. I gotta stay in this hell. Like, well, you can go to the other house over there. It's just like, what are all these people doing? They all work over here. Every single person in all these homes goes to one of these fucking supermarkets and puts shit on the shelf. Doesn't even make sense. So I guess a few of them teach in schools. Like, there's no jobs. What are they fucking doing? There seems to be no evidence of cars. I mean, we just saw the image. Do they have fucking basements? Or, like, clearly not. Where are their vehicles? Nowhere to be seen. If we look at the actual fucking images, there really are like no vehicles around. So they got this road system for who? They're not even fucking able to drive here. There's no cars. I know, they fucking, nah, Gazans are not good. Like, this is a target for Gazans, for these people, right over here. This is where the Gazans have been selected for their new Gaza. Eye at the corner. You mean like these things? Or like this thing? It definitely is super weird. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, and kind of dumb looking, ultimately. Like, what the fuck is anyone gonna do here? What the fuck are they gonna do here? Over here. Over here. They're like, oh, look how artistic it is. It kind of narrows and creates like these artistic thing, but like it's so fucking dumb. Maybe a mosque? Nah. Oh, here's a occupied mosque. Oh damn, it's 2:15. I should probably finish up at least. Do any interesting stuff. So anyway, long story short, this woman is now promoted to Minister of Housing. Moving on up, the person responsible for this shit in terms of like divvied out the task of doing it. It's not like she's responsible per se. It's that she divvied out the task and a willing participant in making it manifest and like puppeteering the construction and so on into manifesting, obviously not building it. As an individual, not a woman. Like a ghost town. So that's that. She's hired. Oh, I was looking at something here. Okay. So Sisi. After the 2011 Egyptian Revolution and 2012 election of Morsi, who was only served until 2013, so they ran the coup. They got an election to happen, and this dude gets elected. And either he gets elected legitimately and that the election wasn't like super fraudulent and they didn't like him, or it was also fraudulent, but they still were like, okay, he's not playing along enough. Not enough. Appreciate it. I'll probably ramble for like a half hour. I don't know. I'm weak. I'm actually leaving soon too for a week. I won't be able to. So I kind of want to get some of this out of my system. So this dude was elected and then just replaced immediately by Sisi with his fucking shit-eating grin here. I'm genociding my own people for Israel. It looks like he's got a horn coming out of his forehead. Where was I? Sisi was appointed Minister of Defense and Commander-in-Chief. Okay. If we go forward, this is what matters. Here we go. Israel and Palestine. Relations with Israel improved significantly following Morsi's removal. Enough said. We don't like this dude. Get him out of there, said certain people. With Sisi saying that he had talked to Israel's prime minister a lot. Benjamin Milikowski a lot. Sisi was described by The Economist as the most pro-Babylonian Egyptian leader ever. With continuous support for Palestine, the Sisi administration supports the two-state solution, establishing a Palestinian state on lands that were occupied in 1967 with East Jerusalem as its capital. So he puts forth this Muslim, like, sympathizing view, but ultimately is just fucking bot of Israel. The first months of Sisi's presidency witnessed the 2014 Gaza war. So that's a little convenient. Okay, now that he's president, we can invade Gaza. Feel more comfortable about it. Egypt also criticized the IDF operation in the Gaza Strip as, quote, oppressive policies of mass punishment, rejecting the irresponsible Babylonian escalation in the occupied Palestinian territory. I really want to like systematically replace it with Babylon at every opportunity, not just because I believe it's a better name, but because I believe it's less likely to get flagged. My tracking of my language and stuff. Like, oh, he's talking about Babylon. Yeah, I'm talking about Babylon. You guys call it by some other name because fucking trying to link it to the Bible. See that a lot of people oppose it. That's one of my. I like to try to tell people call it Babylon. I'm like, don't give the name any credit. Like, let's rename it as a people. Imagine like the whole world just fucking renames it. That would be so funny. Obviously not the whole world because there's too much support, but like a lot of people just started to rename it to maybe not Babylon even. Maybe people are like Babylon's too generous and come up with something better. I don't know. But I think it's more the horror of Babylon, and very specifically in Revelation, which is why I say Babylon. Um, but alas, some other stuff. Let's see if it mattered. It also demanded Israel adopt self-restraint and to keep in mind that being an occupation force, yep, it has a legal and moral duty. It ain't giving a fuck about any of that shit. Except for every now and then when it tries to post an AI video of it. Look at this. Us putting a statue back up after smashing its head in. We care. People that are like the bulk of the people that support us. After Egypt proposed an initiative for a ceasefire, later accepted by Israel and rejected by Hamas. So then, like, Hamas gets involved in all this because of other reasons, too, in terms of, like, the relationships. I think Hamas, like, came to power in 2008, maybe? Like, it was founded in 1987. And, where did it... It has governed the Israeli-occupied Gaza Strip since 2007. Hamas has, who, by the way, has been funded by Israel. But ignoring that tidbit, let's look down here. Hamas has promoted Palestinian nationalism in an Islamic context and initially sought, okay, not that sentence so much. It began acquiescing to the borders that Israel puts forth, not the fucking all of it. It's not. It initially was like, this is Palestine. You know what you call Israel is Palestine. This ain't no two-state shit. You just occupying someone else's land. You don't get to fucking divvy it out. That sounds like maybe a song. I'm not even sure. Or is that from Bible? I don't know. By the rivers of Babylon, where we sat down and we wept when we remembered Zion. That's another reason I don't like Zionism as a term either, because Zion is legitimate. Just like Israel, it's like, it's a legitimate term. It shouldn't be allowed to be co-opted. Like, they're the ones that give a shit about Zion. Pfft, they give a shit about tyranny. In 2017, so basically in the years leading up to 2005, 6, 7, Hamas starts to acquiesce to Israel. This fucking invading, occupying territory or entity. And then let's go to 2007. 2007. We don't even see an inkling of this shit. But if we go 1 year ahead. Oh. Or no, yeah. Maybe. There it is. 1 year ahead, we start to see it. Oh, they start to just run down the road, if you will. Start carving it out. Carve it out a bit more. To I guess to another point even. Extend, extend, extend. Boney M. I don't know who that is actually. The reggae maybe? It kind of sounds like reggae lyrics. In 2017, Hamas released a new charter that supported a Palestinian state. So in 2017, right when they need some excuse to maybe increase the buffer zone, start going way further south. Ew. Car there. This looks occupied. I don't believe that this is actually the people that live there. Or not lived, worked, whatever. Maybe not. Let's see, is it still around? Oh, that's occupied as fuck. Oh, what is this? Looks like people lined up to be fucking shot practically. Shooters. I don't know. Even... Oh my god, they turned this shit into a hub for their operation? No way. Heinous as fuck. So many vehicles. Rasputin. I don't know that song. Maybe if I heard it. I know the term. I'm not even sure. I feel like that's like a fairy tale person. Like a... Okay, it's not people. That's kind of relieving. That's relieving. It's not just a bunch of people that were fucking being executed over here. Does look like some new development there after they moved in and set up shop. Whatever the fuck it is. Super weird regardless. Seems unnecessary for any kind of construction stuff. I'm just like, what the fuck? 60s band. I was thinking just way more recent. Rivers of Babylon. Wicked carry us away in captivity. Pfft, sounds about right. Required us from us a song. Now how shall we sing the strange land? Like it's been fucking ran over by just construction vehicles everywhere. Pits dug. Let them be acceptable almost. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna just speed run now. CC super involved in Israel, accepting things in response to 2020 Trump peace plan. CC government issued a statement stating that it recognized the importance of considering the U.S. administration's initiative, that it called on the two relevant parties to undertake a careful and thorough consideration. Fucking pieces of shit. Let's see. Did I miss anything? Probably. Egypt hosted several meetings to mediate ceasefire. Just fucking bullshit. You don't want no fucking traitorous coup country mediating a fucking thing. Which means it's probably all show. Especially if Hamas is involved. President Sisi also ordered the Egyptian armed forces to transport 500 tons of aid consisting of food, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Point is, this dude's in power the whole time. This dude, let's see what's up. Prime Minister since 2018. In fact, let's see. June 2018. And let's go back. What do we see? When we look around here, or even we don't see much destruction really. Like, it's still relatively maintained to the border. I mean, it's not that close anymore. Mile, about a mile, and let's check it out. January 2018, October 2017. They definitely moved down. So it's not like this dude was like crucial to that they're doing this. He's just in place as a fucking nasty, as a yes man, I guess. Him and that lady just skyrocketing through as they do what they're told to do. Okay, he's involved in housing, utilities, and urban communities. It's like anyone who's involved in these dystopian fucking concentration camps is promoted to the top. Mind you, the size of Israel is about 2,200 or 22,000 square kilometers. Let's take a look here. I'm definitely starting to feel a little tired. It's finally coming on. Okay, move this out here. Go over here to here, down here. Let's generally follow this somewhat. 2,000 kilometers, or 20,000, this is 1,800 square kilometers. So it's almost 10% right there. And maybe, oh, can't do that. And then maybe even they want to go over here too, who knows? Something like here. Kind of extend over that way too. Another 800 square kilometers. So that, like, if they were to take here over to here, they're increasing their land by 10% or more. Thereabouts. So it's not like a small amount of land to them compared to Egypt, who's like, we can lose it. If we acquiesce, we can lose it. I was gonna scroll through this Mohammed's account to kind of like bring some humanity to the fucking situation. There's Imran Khan, and then all my searches for today, so we made it through. Rafif, 1 year and 8 months. I don't know how up to date that is. I think she's older than that. Still child, born in rubble. What the frickin'? I'm like, this person, this little girl has to deal with this shit. Oh my fucking god. Like, not her alone either. She's just like a heavily documented little girl, and by just her father in Gaza. Has gotta deal with this shit. I mean, and she's so freaking adorable. I'm like, what the fuck, man? What are they doing? Yeah, he was definitely. When was he taken out? He was taken out in the middle of all this. Like, or Gaddafi. Like, when it was. He was killed 2011, like, right before. Yeah, that makes sense. Right before they really got going here. Just a bunch of little fucking bitches control Egypt. They run with their tails tucked between their legs. When big old scary Babylon expresses its dissatisfaction and desires. Literally, constantly. Like, yeah, we're still alive. In a world where it's not even, like, certain is fucking crazy. I'll definitely check to make sure this dude's posting, and this little girl is still just kind of being like this and not having to worry about it. I mean, there's fucking videos this dude has where she's sleeping, trying to sleep, fucking shaking, bombs in the background. They're making her all go crazy because she's a child with these loud fucking bombs blowing up. Like, that doesn't sound good. Living in rubble. I don't know how much she could possibly understand of this. the situation she's born in and all the others like her. Like this kid. It's fucking heinous. By the way, this is his account here on Instagram. Rafif Muhammad with a 7 underscore. You could see it. Okay. Let's scroll down a bit, see what's up. A little bit smaller, a little more. Oh my god. She ain't happy. Babylon. You gonna make a fucking kid cry, Babylon? Fucking assholes. They do a hell of a lot more than that. Fucking. No. She's freaking. Oh. Happy universe. I don't know what that is. I don't know that she knows what that is, but she's playing with it. Some kind of food, I guess. I mean, reasonably so, though. It's not really radicalized as much as just fucking traumatized and no other options. What do they even have as an option? Until the world actually stands up as a whole, like all they see is the immediate future where they're under oppression, and they really probably don't comprehend the magnitude of the oppression. It's not like it can really be resisted by guns or something, but I mean... And there's also propaganda that's like fed into their society to recruit them. All the circumstances are there. There's definitely people like Sarah here. This one. I mean, maybe sometimes, honestly, sometimes she says things I'm like, maybe that's a little like product of the circumstance, where maybe it's a little perceivable as extreme or something, like rooting on something that happened, but mostly she's just something good in there, like resistance realm, where like something good happened and let's see, man. Oh. But usually it's like this, and people just trying to live. A lot of college students are like, look at me studying down here in this fucking blown up buildings, like remnant of an area for this doctorate test or like a literal medical exam. But yeah, they definitely enable it by participating. Some of them also get drugged, like the ISIS get recruited, then they're just fucking like prisoners that get drugged and strapped with like a suicide vest kind of situation. Yeah, I don't know how like able they are. And I mean, I certainly don't quite understand why they're not leaving so readily. But I mean, it's kind of like the frog in the slowly boiling pot kind of situation, probably. where they just sit there and sit there. Slowly, the heat goes up around them. And they're like, who wants to acquiesce to fucking tyrannical trash, you know? Like, if the United States had some occupying government, then suddenly, like, Michigan was, like, renamed, rebranded, Hell or something. And Hell started to expand into, like, Ohio and into Pennsylvania and then Wisconsin. Like, I don't think people would just move. They probably would try to resist it, figuring like good will win out. But if it was a hell in Michigan backed by like China and even the United States, like trying to draw a downfall, I don't know. Just so there's enough like energy behind it, then no one can really stop them. Especially in the Middle East, where it's pretty much just like scattered homes are taking over. Like, I don't know, this is not like where I'm from. In anywhere I've really lived, I can't even like picture what it might be like to live here with the like sparsity of houses and large fields. I think it's more like farm life, or if they got electricity in mass or what. Like, I don't really know what their situation is. I would imagine they had electricity. I don't know if they do anymore. But maybe they didn't. I don't even know. I don't know. Like, super easy mode oppression in the small scale when tyrannical enough. Okay. It's almost 3 a.m. I definitely should go. Okay, another 3-hour one of these. Or I don't know if I really found any new evidence in the area per se, but I was trying to get a bearing on just general geopolitics around it that might shed light, and that's kind of more what this video was focused on. Okay, till next time, it might be sometime in May. Like sometime in the next week, I guess. Before I'm streaming again, unless I stream today, but I really shouldn't. Today isn't tomorrow, so I wake up sometime. I shouldn't though, so probably won't. Alright, I gotta peace out. Thanks for watching. Appreciate all the comments. Too bad I don't have comment pop-ups. D Murph. Anyone else out there? Appreciate hanging out. Hopefully not hating and all. Put me on some list. Okay, this dude needs to go. He needs to go. Don't give him any chances. Fucking. You think enough people will care that it will be a problem? No one gives shit on his family. We could probably get his family too. Fucking. You know, like this fucking world. Peace out. Apologies for the fucking morbid end. Not like it's any different from the rest, I guess.